In today's video I will be showing you how to build a lander and land it on the moon, and we will be talking about everything, including the building, initial assembly of the lander, its belonging rocket, then a launch and how to launch it properly, ensuring that everything works well, the departure from Kerbin, enjoying some beautiful cinematics, arrival at the moon, and all of that while enjoying the KSP2 amazing soundtrack. Yes, that is correct, guys. I have been busy and I have actually managed to get the soundtrack for you guys, and I will teach you one very valuable lesson on the return if you watch the video all the way to the end. So stick around, this is gonna be really fun. Alright, so let's get into the VAB. So the mission for today, I've opened the trip planner because I wanted to have an orientation amount of delta V to know how much do I need. Round trip to moon says 10,240. I believe it's a little bit less, but let's stick with it. So we've put in the command capsule, batteries, reaction wheels, and of course the fuel tank and the engine. We will be putting the landing legs, and then we will be putting, oh, those are the two big landing legs, and those are, then we're gonna be putting the solar panels. Yes, also, while I'm talking about this, you will notice that this footage has been accelerated, but the sound of the VAB is not. Well, how did you do it? Well, I've been busy over the last week and I have actually been recording the audios for various mission parts, including all the situations you can find yourselves in, so that you guys can enjoy the beautiful, the wonderful, the amazing KSP2 soundtrack while watching my videos. So yes, I've done a lot of work actually to help you guys here. I hope you will appreciate it and enjoy it, because the KSP2 soundtrack is amazing. I wanted you really to treat you, royally and enjoy this wonderful music. Alright, so that being said, we are building the lander, yes, and as the lander we place the engines, we put the ladders, we put the landing legs, and we have been putting the lights. The lights will keep us out of the dark and everything will be dandy. So the engineer's report says a total mass of 13 tons. And guys, I managed to get a mod that is called weight simulators, and this actually helps me to build the transfer and the launch vehicle. So I'm now adjusting the weights to be 13 tons, as much as this guy weighs, but without the extra fuel. Why is that? Because I want to calculate how much the carrier rocket or the transfer stage will have oomph. So it says 2,991, and according to the library, the moon intercept should be, together with going to the surface, should be all together around 1,600. So I think we're confident. So this is me using basically dead weights to evaluate how much thrust does the transfer vehicle and all that have, which is, I think, is really important. So right now I'm doing the same thing. Total mass is 52 tons, so I'm now actually building a mass simulator for 52 or 53 tons for the launch vehicle, because I need roughly 3.4 thousand meters per second of delta V to get that thing into orbit. So as you can tell now, I'm now calculating, and it says it has 3,100. So it's not actually 3,400, but I do have some reserve in the launch stage itself. Right, so if you observe that, that means that basically this launch vehicle should be able to work a-okay. Good. Now we're gonna switch to the main vehicle and assemble the stack. We're gonna get rid of the mass simulators because we don't need it anymore. Let's just correct the stacking. And the mod that you're looking at this point is actually the stage info, which I find highly useful. Right. So I just need to fix the staging, and then I figured a total launch vessel delta V is 9,340, which is slightly below 10,200 what we need. So I figured, how can I make this better? Okay, and the way to make this better is by attaching two side boosters. So I'm gonna attach two Clydesdale boosters, and I'm gonna keep everything simple just to make things work, And there we go. Let's attach this, find nose cones for it, and that's it. That's all there is to it. We're gonna call it Moon Lander, and then we're gonna go for the launch. Alright, here we are at the, and let's start the countdown. And here we go. Look at us go. Bill is excited. And obviously I have forgotten to strut the Clydesdale boosters, which means this rocket will be wobbly. Yes. That's also one important lesson if you want to learn. I mean, you have to be careful. Also, one thing that I'm doing, which I advise you to do the same, would be really careful in terms of your thrust to weight. Your thrust to weight should never go over 2, especially in the lower atmosphere. Otherwise, your rockets will tend to go very, very flippity. So that would be my advice. Be very careful and not to overstep it. There we go. Detaching the side boosters, and now it's all a matter of ascent into space. Did you also notice that the soundtrack is going nice while we are showing accelerated footage? Yes. Sorry, I'm mulling with this because I'm really so proud that I was able to get you the music, and I have get the music for all the situations, so yes, you guys will have a chance to really enjoy this. Alright, yeah, let's set up a maneuver node to make sure that we circularize. That would be the next step. And I am having a little bit trouble positioning it correctly, but eventually I did it, and the burn will be 1,664 meters per second, which would be happening in 40-ish seconds. So, pointing the rocket prograde, and then we will be hitting the gas. There we go. Look at that beautiful burn. Isn't it amazing? Oh, I certainly hope so. Oh, let's extend the solar panels, by the way. I would really like that in this burn timer the delta V would be reducing as I'm burning it, but okay. Okay. We are orbital. Might not be the perfect transfer, but it's good enough. So let's now set Moon as target, and we've got the ascending and descending nodes. Those are too actually high for us to get a good Moon transfer, so I've set up a maneuver node to get us there. So we will need to burn orbit normal, and we will be burning it roughly 210 meters per second. Alright, there we go. Let's get over there and everything will be dandy. 4, 3, 2, 1, and ignition. Beautiful, that will ensure that we get a nice transfer. So let us actually now make a maneuver node that will actually get us around Moon. So now I've gotten the Moon intercept, so I'm now just fiddling with the maneuver node until I get a very nice Moon periapsis. And actually, I've noticed that the Moon periapsis is displayed. It's just not displayed at the Moon's sphere of influence where I would expect it to, but it's actually showing on the line over there on the top. And it's a little bit twitchy, but it works. We will be accelerating it a little bit to the burn. Burn will be happening in 20 seconds, and then we will be burning for 45 seconds. The burn will be performed initial part by our ascent stage, and then we have the transfer stage that we have ignited, and yeah, perfect. All in all, so far this mission has been going swimmingly. Like I said, guys, at the end of the video I have a very important lesson to teach you, and also a very handy tip for you that you might, when you might find yourself the sharp-eyed among you might actually conclude what's going on, but you can put it in the comments below, and then towards the end of the video you can check out if you have been right all along. I think it will be fun, but for now let us enjoy this beautiful transfer as we depart the Kerbin sphere of influence. Also noting when we actually get to the Moon sphere of influence how the music will change. Listen to this. I'm really enjoying this drum, you know, drum roll. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? I'm gonna shut up until we get closer to the moons, so you can enjoy the music with the footage. Alright, I wanted you guys to enjoy really the soundtrack without me yapping over here, but now we are coming into the burn, which would be 1 minute away, so I have disabled a little bit of time acceleration. The burn will be 301 meters per second, and that's not really such a big deal. So there is no problems with that. We will just make sure that we are pointed prograde, and no problems. We will be then setting up the burn. Alright, and we managed to get ourselves captured in the orbit around Moon, so finally we will be, after one circle around the Sun, we will be able to finally go and press for the deorbit, so hopefully everything will be dandy. Alright. Alright, so now we are doing the deorbit burn to ensure that we do land somewhere. Ideally, I would like to land with a view of Kerbin, so that you can, you know, we have Kerbin on the horizon while we land and do all that jazz, but hopefully everything will be fine. And we're gonna be doing the deorbit, and well, the orbit is already done. Alright, there we go, let's go. Okay, so we are descending, and as we are descending, I've enabled the time acceleration a little bit so that we get a chance to, and when we start getting closer, I will be hitting the skipper. I want to burn as much as I can using the skipper engine, because that has higher thrust to weight, and it will help us decelerate more quickly. So hopefully that will ensure that we have a nicer, smoother descent. Look at that. Okay, and now we're gonna be plummeting vertically down. We have 1.6 thousand meters of second, so I will actually be ditching the transfer stage at the last second, and then hopefully performing the landing. So just making sure that I kill most of our surface velocity, and as we get, I think, below 1000 meters above ground, or somewhere 800, I'll probably gonna ditch, and then we're gonna be doing the rest using our current engine. Okay, there we go, landing legs. And now Moon's gravity is still high. Oh, look at the shadows. And kaboom! There we go. So let me just use the engine so that that doesn't happen to us. I mean, we don't want to become a splatter on the lunar surface. There we go. Gently arresting the descent velocity, and touchdown! Ladies and gentlemen, we have officially landed on the Moon. Beautiful. Oh, look, and we managed to get Kerbin in the background. Isn't it glorious? Isn't it splendid? Now, Bill needs to go out, and Bill needs to go and plant the flag and take a mandatory selfie, which will be the screenshot for the episode. So, yeah. Alright, posted. There we go. Oh, look at that beautiful selfie. What are you thinking about, Bill? Alright, so what I'm gonna do... Oh, he's dancing too. He is really happy. So let's take a selfie from another angle. This one is better lit, of course. So we're gonna take that one as well. Oh, that's really needed scratching, right, buddy? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So now you go back up and we will be doing the return. Yes, I promise that we'll be going back to the Kerbin. There we go, retracting the ladder. And then we will be hitting the gas and we will be burning 90 degrees towards east and setting as low on horizon as possible. I'm gonna raise the apoapsis until some 20 kilometers and then I'm gonna be circularizing and then we're gonna be doing the return burn to go back to Kerbin. So after some fiddling, I realized the burn will be 268 meters per second, and that's not all that bad. And once we do that, we will be doing the burn in 3, 2, 1, and ignition. Alright, good. A little bit further just to correct the periapsis. Alright, so now we're gonna be doing the burn that will get us back to Kerbin. So let me just work a little bit on that periapsis. If I now move the maneuver node back and forth, I'm trying to see what would be the lowest periapsis, and then from there I'm gonna do some extra burn. Okay, 27 kilometers, that would be perfect. Oh, look at that beautiful sunrise. I mean, this game really has its moments. I mean, you gotta give it some credit. It looks much better than KSP1 does on certain occasions. There's some still work to be done, but I mean, seriously, I'm really enjoying it so far. Okay, let's reduce the periapsis now to 30-ish. Good. And then let's enjoy as we leave the moon. I'm gonna once again shut up and let you guys enjoy the soundtrack. And here we are back coming to Kerbin. Remember that lesson I told you that I'm gonna teach you at the end? Well, the lesson is called Remember to put on the parachutes. Yes, because if you notice, I have forgotten to, well, put on the parachutes, which means I will try to do my damnedest to make sure that we do a propulsive landing. So that's the only way you can get out of this situation, and so we're gonna do a propulsive landing SpaceX style. Yes, that's the only way how you can get around forgetting parachutes, apparently, or yeah. If this was KSP1, I would get Kerbin high above, out of the capsule and use the parachute, but I don't think the Kerbals have parachutes in KSP2 yet. Whether they will or not, I have no idea. So right now I'm using some amount of delta V to decelerate, and I'm using atmospheric drag to do the rest as well. So as you will notice, I'm tilting a little bit, and that is not by accident. I'm trying to increase my drag to make sure that my velocity has gotten the maximum amount of, well, killing the velocity. Let's put in the landing here. I mean, we're still going fast, but not fast enough, and we are 14 kilometers above ground. I have my concerns that we might not have enough to decelerate, but I mean, we have a total of 1.8 thousand delta V, and we're going 200 meters per second. It's just hard for me to judge at which point I should be starting the burn. That's actually the hardest point. So I'm actually trying to kill my velocity as we are descending further down the atmosphere, and it's a fine balance, because if I go too aggressively, I'm gonna burn my fuel and I'm gonna, you know, crash. However, if I don't go aggressively, I might be hitting the ground at too high of a velocity. So it's a balancing act. This one is gonna be a nail biter. Okay, come on. Do it gently. You can do it. I'm not really doing a hover slam like SpaceX, but I'm trying to do the propulsive landing in the soft desert sand of Kerbin. There we go, keeping my velocity reasonable, and touchdown. Whew. Okay guys, well, hope you've learned the lesson. I mean, it looks amazing. Wow, what a mission. Well guys, if this doesn't deserve a like, then I don't know what does. So please, if you have found this informative and fun, do fling a like at it, and I will be posting, of course, more KSP2 content after the Easter break, and I will be seeing you in my next video as soon as I manage to get Bill Kerbin out to have a nice, cool selfie. What do you guys think? Oh, look at that. Alright, shall we take it? Alright, there we go. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.